Good afternoon. This is Andrew with the National Weather Service in Spokane, providing a special update on the incoming storm system set to impact the inland northwest this upcoming work week. The storm system will arrive into the region in the Monday evening and overnight hours. Precipitation is expected to start off on the wintry side, with snow, sleet, and freezing rain all possible before transitioning to rain for most areas by Tuesday evening or Wednesday morning. In the Tuesday night through Thursday time period, warmer temperatures and widespread moderate to heavy rain will lead to melting snow and increasing flooding concerns. The impacts from both the wintry and the wet side of the system will be discussed in further detail in this briefing. As previously mentioned, precipitation will make its way into the region by Monday evening and overnight. Temperatures roughly 4,000 to 5,000 feet above the ground will be warming above freezing, while remaining below freezing at the ground surface. This will lead to a very tricky forecast of differentiating between sleet, freezing rain, and snow, all of which are dependent on how deep this layer of warmer air aloft is. Current thinking is that the area shaded in the brighter and darker shade of pink from around Moses Lake to Sandpoint westward stands the greatest chance of significant sleet or freezing rain accumulations, as one or both of these precipitation types are expected to occur for several hours. For this reason, a winter storm watch has been issued for this area. Not everyone in this shaded area will see significant sleet or freezing rain, but these areas stand the greatest chance. Elsewhere, shorter periods of sleet or freezing rain could lead to light ice accumulations, but in general, these areas are expected to transition to rain much quicker. The exception could be in smaller microclimates such as narrow mountain valleys, where colder air may be more stubborn to remove. It's important to remember that while the impacts from freezing rain are much greater than that of sleet, the meteorological processes that go into determining the differences between the two are very slight, and thus making the forecasting of them very subject to change this far out. By Tuesday night, most of our more populated areas warm above freezing, thus making the predominant precipitation type rain, with only high elevation snow and perhaps the North Cascade valleys also remaining a wintry mix. The graphic shown here depicts the expected liquid precipitation amounts for the entire system, meaning this also includes the liquid that will fall as some sort of wintry precipitation at the onset of the event. With that in mind, however, moderate to heavy rain amounts are expected across far eastern Washington and into the Idaho Panhandle, with 1 to 3 inches of rain expected. When you combine this broad area of 1 to 3 inches of rain with the water that is currently tied up in our snowpack, we could be looking at some flooding issues. The area most favorable for the best snow melting potential and thus the highest flooding potential will be across southeast Washington and the adjacent portions of the Idaho Panhandle. We expect most of the flooding issues will involve low-wind flooding, ice jam flooding, and urban flooding resulting from storm drains clogged with snow or ice. Small river and streams could also potentially flood, especially over the Palouse and nearby areas. This includes Paradise Creek and the Little Spokane River. Main stem river flooding is not expected at this time. This is subject to change depending on the amount of snow that actually melts, as well as any potential ice jam problems that may occur. So what can you do now to prepare? Well, now would be a good time to move any snow piles out of areas that could cause future problems were they to melt significantly. It may also be wise to clear storm drains clogged with snow or ice, so that way, when the rain and snowmelt begins, they have somewhere to drain. If you have objects in low-end areas that are prone to ponding of water, it may also be a good idea to move those ahead of time as well. And finally, as roads that are currently snow and ice covered begin to thaw, slushy and potentially muddy roads are likely, especially on the secondary or rural roads. If you are located in one of the areas that was shaded in that darker pink shade for the potential significant ice accumulations, it would probably be a good idea to ensure your emergency kit is fully stocked just in case there are power outages and or tree damage. The complexity, especially at the onset of this event, will make it all the more important to stay up to date with the latest forecast. One way you can do this is by visiting our website at www.weather.gov/Spokane and either click on your location on the map or you can type it into the search bar in the upper left. You can also find our latest blog write-up on some of the meteorological complexities involved in this upcoming storm system on our webpage. You can also stay up to date with the latest by following us on social media and monitoring your local media outlets. Have a great week and stay weather aware.